Welcome back to some more War on the Sea Pacific Theater mod. We're on part 145. I'd like to say thanks for coming back and watching. I hope you're enjoying the series. I'm doing my best to make it entertaining and make it fun, and with no editing or anything. It's you know, you're getting the drugs of a slow game, slow haul, but you get to see all of it. I'm not editing anything, as you know, because I don't edit. It's funny, I got a comment the other day, and this gives you a time frame for that person if he continues watching. He's on part 6, and he commented about the delay. I hope the delay is not as bad, but I don't know how to fix that. The new mic might fix that, maybe not, but yeah, if you did continue this far, thank you for the comment, and I hope you enjoy. So, right at the end of the last episode, I made some comments about some things that I wanted to do, and I'm into this whole defense force. Like, go look at calving here. Calving has a defense force, okay? Going to tactical, just to look, just to do, just because. These guys are patrolling off calving, and they are a small group, 6 ships, to kind of defend themselves in a way, and they're really not in a very good position. But if I scroll through and we look through and see what kind of damages we got on these guys, I don't think we have any, really. I may need to work on some of the positioning, like the Hobart and the Tucker. You're our sub-screen. Downs, you have sonar as well. Perth, you do have none, and why are you out front? So you need to be in a different position. Boise, you have no sonar defense, and you're out front. Why is that? So 3, 1, and 2 need to be in the back, and 6, 4, and 5 need to be out front if we're going to stay in this formation. So let's go fix that right now. Okay, so on this group here, we're set up like this in our formation, 3-column scout. I guess we could change to something else. Let's see what that looks like. Let's go with this 3-column. I like having a forward point out. So 3, 6, and 2, we want to be our destroyers. So let's swap you. 6, you're out front. 2, you need to switch with 2. Which one had sonar? I forget. I think it was 4, maybe. I usually look for, you're looking for depth charges as a sonar. But, see depth charges on the Downs, on the Tucker. What was the back ship? I forgot. 5, maybe? Hobart? Well, we're going to go back in to take a look and see if the changes work. But, so Tucker is out front. Hobart has no sonar. You're in the back. Perth, Downs, Boise. How did I mess that up? Let's look at it again. So sonar. You don't have sonar. You don't have sonar. You don't have sonar. I thought there were 3 that had sonar. How did I mess that up? So, what kind of change do I want to make? I thought we had this worked out. Apparently not. Let's see. So, You have sonar, you have sonar, you don't have sonar. You don't have sonar. So we have to change our formation again. So we need Tucker and Downs to lead. So let's get out and see if we can pick a formation that will suit this group better. 2-column scout. I guess that would work. And we would put you here, swap, and Downs here, swap. And again, this is just to keep these guys stationed, I guess. And then we're gonna have 3 and 6. So Exeter is 6 and 3 Boise. I'm good with that. And then 4 and 5 being these other cruisers. So we're gonna keep you guys in that position. So we have to take in consideration those little kind of things that if you want to tweak, that's what you do. I'm not going to do it for all of them right now. I could probably do that offline, but we need to consider positions on these guys. So what else did I do while we were waiting? Gilead is almost it is our base, but we're waiting for this red to go away. We're not going to airfield these guys. Dumpasar has no airfield, and some of these that we do have airfields, they don't work. The game won't allow me to make this work. Some may say the engineering's too low. I need to have more there. Yeah, Kandari. We went up to level 2. That was a test to see if we could actually make it work, but it doesn't work. Maybe it's because we have no fuel now. I don't know. But as you see here, Surabaya, we can launch. So some airfields work and some don't. That's just the nature of the beast, I guess. We have the Surabaya and the Dutch East Indies after dropping off at Palembang, which has done well. They're coming back to Jakarta, who has more troops that we can put over there. Again, we like to be balanced in when we do this, so have more supplies than we do troops. And once we get this base, we'll click and see if we can have an airfield there. And Singapore is next on the list, and then we'll probably bomb this one and then go over here. We got a whole bunch of things happening over here. You're defending Port Moresby, which is fine. And then over here, Horn Defense Force, you are... I think we want the Australia... What do we got over here? You're good. So I think the Australia is going to merge with this Horn Defense Force. So let's do that. And I think we just send you over to Horn. There's nothing close. I'd like to have more ships over here. I think we should have a couple ships over here already. Let's see what we have. Yeah, you need to drop off supplies, don't you? And see if we can unload. Okay, good amount of supplies there. We're good. So what do we want you to do? We want you to go back to... Let's go back to Pompeii and pick up some more supplies. So we're gonna go directly there. Take you a while to get there, but you'll do it. And by then, what do we have here? Hornet and Battle Group, you're going over here to help with Singapore. And we have some supplies, or what we can with supplies, coming that way to even things out. Saipan, we've invaded way lopsided, but that's just part of the game, I guess. So you are ready to unload, I think. I don't think you're close enough. Let's get in there. And unload all cargo. Getting the supplies closer to the troops is what we kind of wanted. This group is the sub-hunter group, but we're going to have her convert to something else. We haven't done it yet, but that's what we're going to do. The Hornet is just on patrol between EWO. We probably need to think about more scouts going this direction. We can do that with the Hornet, so we're going to do that. Let me see if I can do a little quick movement here. First we're going to do is we're going to put up a cap. No bombs. If you do bombs, you won't be able to launch anything else back to back. Okay, so you're up. So these guys are doing patrols. I don't like this one because it's gonna invade EWO's market, if you will. So we'll have you do that. We're pretty well covered. I just put out one more. And let's go with something other than... Yeah, let's send you out. These walruses. And they don't have a lot of range, 262, so we're just going to have them go straight as far as they can go. That's good enough. And that's all I'm going to do here. I'm not going to do anything else. I guess Saipan, we can send out... let's do a Liberator. Lots of miles on these guys. We're going to send it out with none. 1620 is their range. So we're going to send him on a... let's do the widest circle we can. That's kind of... Yeah, it does it. Let's do it. That's good enough. Let you continue to do that swath. The biggest change that I wanted to talk about came... We got something to drop off over here. Let's take a quick look. Midway, you're going back. Calving, you're going back to calving with troops, supplies, basic supply loadout. And then we come over here to Midway. This is some of the changes that I've made. So Port Moresby is coming in for to get supplies, and we've replaced the Bogue carrier, light carrier, with a Independence class, which has got more Hellcats on it. So it's more like an actual carrier. In other words, a full-size carrier. But I like this ship. Let's go take a look at her. So this is the Independence class carrier, which I like. I actually served on an Independence CV-62. Not this one, of course, but yeah, it was an actual four-stall carrier. But yeah, I have a fondness for the name, and I like the ship. So better than the Bogue, in my opinion. So this is just a supply group, so it's not really that important to be worried about. But again, we have a destroyer screen out front. They're stationed at 750 meters, I think is what it is. So McDonough and Hull are a sub-screen, and we're going 14 knots. I wish that if it was speed specific, they would just have that on all the time. They're going slow enough to hear submarines. We haven't encountered a lot of submarines in this game. We have, but we've gotten rid of them. But I'd expect more submarines in this area going after our supply chains, but we don't see them. All right, so yeah, he's at 750. I think that's meters, but I don't know. So they're going to go in and get supplies, and they're going to go all the way to Port Moresby down here and keep stocking. This is our main base, Port Moresby, down here in New Guinea. And we put it up to a level 5, and it will not let me spawn ships out of here. So I can only release them. I think that's something I have wrong with my settings in the game, but I can't do it now because I've already started the game. Maybe in another playthrough we'll figure it out. But I was hoping I could spawn ships from here, release them and spawn them from here, and then make this field of operations more active. Unfortunately, I can release them from here, but they have to come from Midway, and that's just nothing I can do about that. So, but the other thing I wanted to talk about over here is Pompeii Defense Force. I've decided to start spawning out these groups of ships that will stay guarding these locations. Now, we used to have a Pompeii Defense Force, or I think it was called Defense Force Pompeii, that we've moved over to Truck. So Truck has a defense force that has the Colorado, a little bit more bang for their buck, and they will stay right here off Truck. So if any of these, this was a supply group that had a light carrier in it, still out there somewhere. We sent Peleliu to try and locate her, but they're probably heading north and gone. We're gonna have these guys do a little swath and then back to Peleliu because that's where we want her. We want her to defend, resupply from any of these locations as a supply chain, and she's pretty formidable. Be nice to have a carrier in there with her, but that's something we'll think about at a later date. So yeah, that's what I've done. I'm starting to get into that mindset of if it's a danger area, close place, we're going to have a continual defense group. Now, what will happen is that when we move further west, northwest, Iwo Jima, Peleliu, these forces will switch. So Pompeii will be defended for a while and maybe always defended, but the Truck, she will probably move over to Guam or Peleliu or whatever. So we'll defend in that manner. This hunter group is probably going to turn into a different type of defense group, or maybe a scout group that will scout maybe over here as a passage from mainland Japan down here to defend and resupply these bases, but we'll get into that later. They're fast, and they can pretty much take on any destroyer group they come across, I think, but we'll see what happens there. Just about ready to get on with the stuff, so let's see what we can find. What's everybody doing? Yeah, you're going to be on station. Okay, what are you guys doing? Heading to somewhere. You're heading to get more supplies, I believe. And you're doing the same thing, yeah. So, let's get the ball rolling. Okay, so Baya is over here. We need to make sure that we launch off the ships. Yeah, if you miss doing that, so she's down to 20 because she's lost some aircraft. So we're gonna put them up over Sorbaya. And because we have two carrier groups, or don't we? No, Dutchy Cindy's, you don't. Yeah, you do. Okay, so you're gonna launch up your cap as well, and you've lost a few aircraft. But that's a Bearcat thing, I think. So let's begin and get these guys out of our sky. So as you see here, both these supply chains, I departed from Palembang, I believe, when they were right on top of each other. The icons of the carrier in blue were right on top of each other. So again, I'm going to tell people that have been, if you made it this far in the game, you know what I'm saying. They only support 10 ships from your group, even though there are 20 actually in this group. But the aircraft come in to the engagement. So there are 40 aircraft, right? 41 aircraft. That covers the 20 from one group and the 22 from the other, or whatever it is. Let's start. So we have dive bombers. We bombarded their bases, so they're coming at us with much smaller amounts of aircraft, but these guys have a tendency to really put a spanking on us. I don't know if the sound volume is good. I turn mine down when I'm talking, but I don't know if that impacts you guys. But look at all these aircraft coming in. Oof. They should be out of our sky here momentarily. Yeah, that would be the thing. And yeah, is it overkill? Sure. Is that what I want to do? Of course it is. So 2 of 2, no losses. That's the way I like to see it. We'll probably get a couple more of these. We'll see what happens. But they have cap over them now. As you see, if we click on this, they're so close together. Both these, Surabaya Supply and Supply Dutch East Indies, both have their Hellcat cap over them. So that's what I just like to do. What did this, yeah, we're still looking pretty good, but we probably need another set of troops. What do we got we can take over here? We can take down to 2,000 supplies, so maybe another group of 1,000, 1,600 troops, and 2,000 supplies over here to finish that off. We might send one group over. So Port Moresby, you are ready for some cargo, and we need to focus on. We have all the supplies, we just rearmed. So what does Port Moresby need? They need supplies, so we're going to do a straight supply run. Not worried about troops. We're over the quotient, if you will. So let's think about that. Is why we're putting just supplies on these ships. I'm not worried about engineering and fuel and that kind of stuff, but we will fill the fuel because otherwise it can't take anything. We will take some of these, but we'll take a smitten of troops. Call them specialty forces. But I really want the next group of supply groups to come in to be able to take some troops and then mostly supplies. And these guys are going all the way down to Port Moresby. And that's their run. They are designated just for that location. And if I go through and we look at these, we have a Pompeii supply group, we have a Peleliu invasion group, which is basically a supply group. We have Port Moresby, Surabaya, Sarong, Caving, Truck, Horn, Cosray, Dutch East Indies. So that's how my mind is thinking on that. So we got these guys doing. Yeah, you're going to Pompeii. Go faster. So truck has made it over here, and we need to get more stuff. So manage cargo, and we want it to be even. So we kind of want to we just want to go heavy on supplies, really. We can take a few troops, but we don't need to do more than that. And now we're at that point in the game where I have to really focus on what do we need and what are we taking. You know, this supply truck is probably going to make one run, and then that's it. So that's as far as we're going to go. We're not going to take any more. Could we? Of course. Should we? No, we're not going to. We want to be heavy on supplies at the location we're bringing them to, which is, well, that didn't even work at all. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, we're trying our best here. Sometimes my mind is broken. So these guys need to finish doing what they're doing. Guam has done what they're supposed to do, and we are going to leave what we have here, and truck is going to go back to Wake Island. Your invasion is done. We have a defense group here. Kind of. Let's make it a little bit more direct. These guys are fast. They should be able to get to defend anything that comes after these two bases. And we have probably need to think about breaking up this hunter group into two different defense forces, one for Guam and one for Saipan. But we'll think about that later. What's this guy doing? Is he doing anything? Is he even moving? Let's see if these guys are moving. Yeah, he's moving. Okay, so this is going to happen again and again and again until they get out of screen. But they're defended, so it's not that big of a thing. But they're coming from Singapore, or even Kuala Lumpur, I think is how it's called. Yeah, I'm gonna say bad. I'm gonna say names badly, so I apologize for that. That's not my intention. Let's go look at an aircraft. Let's be in number 18. Mark Jackson. He's from Kansas. It was his dream to get a college education, and he did. And part of being college educated would be to make his parents proud. And then the war broke out. He's right out of high school when the war broke out, so he's 19. And he did have a chance to go to college. Bro, don't like somebody not gonna go after this, guys? There's 4 aircraft up there. Everybody else is going after torpedoes. I'm gonna make sure that these guys get shot down. Yeah, these guys, you know, that's kind of important. You know, if these bombs hit my ships, which it looks like they're going for this guy. Come on, be a hero. This guy right here. Bomb's still on. That's good. Back to our buddy over here, see what he's doing. I think they just shot down we lose an aircraft? We've lost 3 F-6Fs. Unacceptable. So looks like we've got them all, 4-4, but we lost 3 aircraft in that engagement. I'm not happy about that. Again, my carriers need to go all the way back. They need to be released and repaired at a level 5 location. And they go into the dockyard for however many days. Three is usually the normal. See this bogue I just released because it was low on aircraft, and we replaced it with an Independence carrier. And it's 4 days for him to come out. But then we need to order up a new one like this to send out a replacement, just because we're low on aircraft. Not because there's damage to the ship, but because the capabilities of aircraft, 24 aircraft, are down to 15 or something, and then we'll send them. But I don't like that part. We're supposed to be able to go to a level 5 and just release or rearm, and then we get our aircraft back, but that doesn't happen because of my settings. Alright, continuing on. Alright, so these guys are being harassment central. We're going to go to truck, and we're going to put up not much at all, apparently. Oh, because we lost all those aircraft. So what can we do? We can put you up over truck defense force as a, you know, I don't know how many aircraft are going to be there, but we can also maybe send something else over there, like mariners with depth charges. We'll do like, they form up in groups of 4, so if you send more than 4, there'll be a group of 4 and one close by. So I try to keep them in groups of 4 like this, and we're going to keep them over truck defense force. There's a couple reasons for that. The reason why I do that, it's because they have a tendency to go after the aircraft before they go after the ships. Now, ideally, I'd like to have a small carrier in here, but that doesn't seem to work well. This guy's stuck, so is this guy. Let's RTBU. Let's look around for some stuck aircraft. Like you. You're stuck. Why are you stuck? We just pan out. We'll look for aircraft not moving. You gotta do a quick scan, otherwise you just waste time. Let's see what we got over here. Anywhere else? Halibut. Looks like Halibut has found some quarry. Let's go to and let's take care of this guy. See if we can, at least. I always like to check and make sure that we're below water before we enter the engagement. We're under the water, periscope depth. That's what negative 30 feet is. So we're going in. Let's look around real quick. Let's stop, put our scope up. And when the scope's up, then we can turn our radar on. There's a cargo ship with no guns on it. We have to get into position, but we've talked about this before with sub-engagements. We are not at a 90 degree from this trajectory of this ship. This ship is heading this way, and if we were at 90 degree, our bow would be facing the direction of the ship. So 90 degrees, that's your 90 degrees right there. So we're not at that position, or we have to look at the arc of our torpedoes. So let's target him. Now it shows that we have a 92 percentile to shoot from the bow. So you would think to make that 92% better, or a smaller number, we would turn this way. Now let's see what happens when I turn this way. And we will speed it up. So it's getting better, it's getting better. And we want to get as close to 0 as possible. So now we're shooting behind. So we can't really get to 90 degrees. Now if you say, well, just keep turning right. We can do that. Let's watch what happens. So we're turning right, we're turning right, we're turning right. And now we are out of arc, shooting way ahead. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna straighten out. I'm gonna head this direction. And we have to enclose. We gotta get between 8,900 yards to shoot this ship. Now it says we have an 85% chance of hitting. Let's do a little experiment here. What would you not try to use in this position between these two ships? Well, you probably not want to use your aft torpedoes. But look at that. Aft torpedoes are in arc. That's what that tan 146 circle is, or pie chart thing. And that says that we can make the arc, when that's what this should say, but it doesn't. So you say, well, why is that? I don't know. I think there's something backwards in my game upload. Settings, something is off. But I've had to deal with this the whole game, and I'm sure a lot of you are, you know, Sub Hunter game series players, and say, well, that's why Sub Hunter's better, and okay, sure, but this is not that game. This is a different game, so it plays differently, and you got to go with what the game gives you, right? And I like watching people play that game as well, but this is War in the Sea, and War in the Sea works a certain way, and I just think that it normally works differently than what we're seeing, and it's not my gameplay that's wrong, it's probably the settings that I have for the game. So we want to get as close as we can, otherwise our torpedoes will just miss. Now he's going a little faster than us, so we want to get back into that arc. So I'm going to turn to the right and see if we can get that arc back in the game. And I don't think it's going to let us. So let's straighten out. Let's see what the aft torpedoes are doing to us. Aft torpedoes seem to be in arc. So let's see how we can change that arc position. See if we can make that number go down. We're turning to the right. The goal is to get a shot. The goal is to make it the best shot we can. You see how we lose continuity of the ship. If you go into binoculars and you look through the scope, she comes back up. So we are going to be shooting, I say 3 torpedoes. Let's do a 1. Let's look at this, and we're at 99%, so I'm just going to shoot and see if we hit her. Again, I apologize for me doing this so badly, but you know, I kind of play how I can, and I try not to do anything I can't. Now sometimes these torpedoes have a tendency to go off on their own. Let's see if they make the turn. They're making the turn right here. So now we're going to get into the position of tracking them down. So we get them back on the screen. Hopefully they pop back up. Let's turn to the left, and we are gonna set our goals to be right that way. Because if we miss him, then he doesn't have any guns to shoot at us, so we can just go up and start shooting, and hopefully we hit him and not have to surface the boat. But he's going faster than us right now, so there's not much. You know, we can go up to 9, but I think it only gets up to 8. Yeah, 8. So we have no reason to keep acknowledging our speed to them or our location, so we're going to put the scope down and go as fast as we possibly can while rearming our back torpedoes, 215, 213, 212. So each torpedo takes, you know, 60, 120 maths. 3 minutes to load a torpedo, which is, I guess, pretty good. So let's watch these torpedoes to see if they can, you know, hit home. If you scope out, you see a torpedo. Well, you probably can't, but they're right here where my mouse is, and they're heading in this direction kind of thing, which makes me wonder if they're going to hit or just go too slow. We'll see what happens. So, Hokumaru, we've talked a little bit about this in the past. Designating ships for those. You've made it to 145 videos. You know how to do all this stuff already, right? Maybe you just clicked on my video for the first time in mid-series and don't know, so maybe a refresher is in order. I don't know if this is the case. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That designating or determining, you can have the settings not give you free identification. But if you don't, you have to identify. So to identify, you hit your T key, gives up this crosshair. You click on the thing to make it red, and you come over here to the identification or magnifying glass. Go to the country of question that you're attacking, find the class of ship, which is the MS, and then I usually, because they're always facing this way in the identification chart map here, I look for what's the most recognizable thing. How about 4 large cargo spaces? So you scroll across, and then after you find something similar, where's the funnel? And it's in the aft, as we have torpedoes making their way over here. I don't know if they're going to hit or not. So they're going this way. He might be going too fast for them. So then you find your type of ship, and so again, looking at it this way, you see we have the stack and then a forward bridge or mid bridge, 4 cargo spaces, and no guns. And this guy has no guns. That's how you determine if they have guns. They may have machine guns, but they don't have any higher, larger caliber guns. By the model, you say, well, there'll be one here, but it hasn't been installed, or it was removed, and there'll be one here, but it hasn't been installed, or it's been removed. So, yeah, that's how you do that. So, let's see if we can get a hit. Not liking the angle and the speed of those guys. They seem to not be in position to hit. And since my scope is down and we're probably going to be in a position to do something about it, we're going to put the scope up. We're going to do a last check of, and this is our sub right there. We're going to turn our radar on and see if there's any planes in the area. And it looks like these are going to miss. They're going to be behind. But again, if we looked at what this said for us, we were in the arc, so they should have hit. But they don't like us, so we're going to miss. And far behind the ship as well. So she's unsuspecting. and we have a gun. So we're going to start with HE. We're going to surface the boat. We're in range of the gun, so we're just going to surface the boat. So she'll pop up over there, or over there, right here, and we'll just start shooting into her. We want to spot first. That slows down the rate of fire. Starting with HE because we have more of those, and then we'll see how close we get. And of course she will turn, and of course our speed will increase, so we'll be right up alongside her pretty soon. We're at 99%. Spot is a slow rate of fire, and especially with a submarine, that's what you want because you don't have many rounds. There's a hit. Good job. Now we're just shooting HE, so we're talking fires, but this is not an oiler. This is just, you know, cookies, crackers, and ammo. Maybe they have troops, but another thing is if you speed this up to 5 times the speed, your ammo won't hit anything. They won't register as hits. You'll find your explosions happen over here. You guys can do better than that. The other thing you can do, if you like, is you can manual fire, which means you click on the manual button and then you click, so you get this icon. You find the ship and you aim ahead. And each time you select a fire, you can get see if we can hit her. So we're making hits. What kind of damage we got? Report, minor, minor. Okay, and we're going to take off that, and we're going to go to full fire. So the rate of fire from the submarine will increase. Not the accuracy, apparently. There we go. So we got a fire. The key when these guys get to critical is stop firing. And if there's a major blaze on the deck, stop firing. It's most important that you're aware of your ammo. We're gonna hold after this shot, and I'm gonna switch to AP narrow. You gotta click hold again to have it switch to AP. Let's go in gameplay mode and pretend that we're just reloading. Give it a second, and then steady the ship and turn and maybe fire. First couple maybe miss. There we go. We're close enough. We should be able to hit pretty easily. But the armor piercing go through, and I only want to shoot a few of these. That's the last one we're going to shoot. And we're going to hold. Switch to HE, hold. Wait again. Let's see what the damage is. Damage report, heavy, moderate. Now, heavy moderate means that she'll start to slow down. She's at 13 now. Let's go back to shooting HE. Probably going to get an explosion here pretty soon. So the smoke means fire below deck. Should maybe get an explosion here pretty soon. Alright, we're going to do a hold. Ammo is an important thing here. We don't want to expend all our ammo. So we are going to get a more direct course and gain on her. So let's see us turning. We can scope down, I think. Now above on the surface, you can still have your radar going. I don't think the range is the same as when you're below. But as you see, the gun has kept the target in its range or in its eyes. We're still at 99%. Let's let him see. He's put out his fires. No more smoke bellowing from here, so we're going to start shooting again. Let's check it from this angle. And she'll just get closer, closer, and closer to broadside. There's the fires again. One more check. Heavy, heavy. Yeah, now we're gonna cease fire. So I think we've done her. I think we're at waiting stations, so we're gonna wait and see how she does. Back to report. Critical heavy. She's gonna burn down. When you get to critical damage, they usually take care of themselves. See what she's trying to maneuver or stop. She's only at 8 knots now, but she's looking pretty rough. And again, she's not shooting back at us. The only danger in a daytime surface attack is if there are aircraft in the area, and we want to make sure that we don't stay on the surface too long. Now, if she puts out this fire again, we'll start shooting some more. But and in fact, we can actually slow down. Let's match her speed, basically. Get that bow wash a little bit more under control. It's the look at target F key. I'm using the mouse to do it though. See how it centers in on the target you have. So when if the smoke goes out, we'll continue shooting at her. A lot of fishtail coming up here. Maybe she had some repairs done. No, she's still at 9. This is really an extensive run at sub engagements, I guess. But you see, we're basically on the same line as her. We could probably speed up to get even with her. Speed up a little bit. Now the thing with these guys is, as soon as if she starts to turn, it means that she's almost back in service. Right now, she's just prepping the boats to abandon ship, I'm sure. See if we can get her to do something. So now you see her fires are getting out of control. Report, she's critical heavy. I expect to see an explosion here. Let's witness that from the halibut here. and fires don't look like they're taking. At least from this angle. Let's go back to the ship and see if there's fires now. No, it looks like they got them under control. No, they didn't. There they're coming back. Hit my F12 key to take a screenshot in Steam. Some of the other things you can do. F10 brings back the controls menu. I like to do this from time to time. Pretend your camera in the water and hit this pause button and watch her go by you. I do like how they did a pretty good job on the detail. Yeah, there are other games that detail is better, but see how we come into the engine area, we can hear the engines. And if I click on the ship, we'll bring it back to this view. So we launched 3 torpedoes that totally missed dreadfully. We had a 99% hit percentage. Our torpedo arc was in the range. We were at 5,000 yards, I think. So, yeah, it should have hit, but for whatever reason, nope. So we're conserving ammunition is what we're doing. I guess it just prolongs the engagement. But if we speed up, we'll miss all the fancy explosion stuff, maybe. She may just sink on her own. Let's see the report again. It's critical heavy. Maybe we could speed up and get alongside her. Back to the halibut. Let's get in the conning tower and look through the binoculars at her. And as you see, we don't see any fires at this distance, apparently. We are taking a risk here. This smoke would be seen if she had any incoming or reported any activity. She'd probably have aircraft coming after her. I think in other games, Silent Hunter's probably the one I'm thinking of, where this happens. So the longer you wait on an engagement, pretty soon daylight air coverage comes into play. That doesn't happen very often in this game. Let's get closer. Still have that freeze camera on, so. So we want to pump a few more into her. Maybe we can get some, let's use a couple of these guys. We're gonna wait until the solution gets to the best possible solution we can get, and then we're gonna go in and shoot back. Let's shoot one HE spot at her to get the guns going. Guy looks like he flips a broom handle at him. 99%, and we haven't hit him. Look at that. That's a squirky animation, isn't it? So we're gonna go down 2 more HE shots, and then we're gonna stop firing. Let's throw a couple of these HE into him, or AP into him. See if we can improve that. So we want to be right on this guy here and watch here. See how close we are. There should be no way we miss, right? Don't want to keep using ammunition. That's good explosion. That should put her over the top, I think. Critical heavy. You know, she doesn't want to sink. That's just basically it, right? Yeah, I know. I'm feeling it myself. It's a little bit slow, but she should be able to succumb to her damages. But we're talking a very small gun here. And we are a Gatto. We're talking a 5-inch gun. It's got nice yardage on it, but not that much of a punch. Let's speed up, get alongside her. She's burning again. So we're going to take this off. We're going to slow down. Do we shoot some more? I don't want to shoot AP at her anymore. Let's fire from this distance and see if we can hit her. We're kind of overkilling on the ammo here. This one just doesn't want to go down. There we go, finally. So in this position, basically, she's done. So another thing we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how long it takes. Let's get up to speed. Let's pretend we're going our best speed possible. This guy blows up and goes down. So let's get up to 20, which we are. Let's slow it down to normal speed, and let's say, oh my God, there's aircraft. Aircraft are coming in, coming in. So you want to do an emergency dive, right? An emergency dive is your quickest way to go down, and this is the fastest it can go down. So if you're surfacing and there are aircraft and you're not aware, you could surface and they could be right over that cargo ship, and then they go immediately after you. Either a strafe or a bomb run or depth charges or big bombs or whatever. And any damage to a submarine can either sink it or put it out of commission permanently and make it have to go home. So that's just that little time, and you're still in danger because even at this level, a big bomb hitting the water will damage the submarine. So you got to make sure to get out of there, or not be in a position to be caught. And at speed, she immediately slows down to 9. max speed underwater, even though it says 19, because she's slowing down because of her speed, which is going to go all the way down to 230 feet. So if we go back in here and we say, what's her max depth? Her test depth is 299. So she's going down close to that depth. And yeah, so that's all I got to say about submarines. Let's go back up to periscope depth and get her to be fine. And we'll get out. And we get our one command point with the longest ever attack on a single unarmed supply ship that we couldn't hit with 3 torpedoes. Pitiful, huh? Yeah, I know. So you highlight over the ship that you were just in, and it shows us with 21 torpedoes left, 30 AP rounds, 73 HE, and 20 star shells for nighttime visual, which are almost impossible to use because as soon as you send up a couple shells, they're gonna know you're there. Alright, so where are you going? You're still doing that? Are you moving? Yeah, you're moving. Okay. So these guys down here are out of harm's way. Tiljap. That's this one here, right? So we own this base now. We didn't need to get this base. I did it because I didn't want any more red in my sea on my map, like this one here we'll probably take for just the heck of it. We did do that a lot in World War II. We took places that we didn't intend on controlling. It wasn't an issue. I believe... I have a feeling Peleliu was one of them. I think Peleliu was one of those places that we took that we didn't need to, and it was extremely... we lost a lot of people there. Yeah. I think it was Peleliu. You guys quote me, you know, make a comment if I'm saying the wrong thing. I could. Everybody makes mistakes. So, Sorbaya, what are you doing? You need to not do anything here. You're good. We don't need to. Did I just want to bring over some fuel, maybe? Not really worried about it. I'm not worried about sending fuel here anymore. Jakarta, you need supplies and stuff, so let's send you over there. Supplies, engineering, supplies. Yeah, you need to go over there. So we're going to send you over here to help reinforce that imbalance, which again, Jakarta is imbalanced, more troops than supplies. I don't like to see that. With such a big gap, these supplies go much faster. They do depreciate. I've looked from one episode to the next part. I call them parts. At one time there were a lot of supplies, and then I go back into the game and there are no supplies. That's what happened here at Kendari. Kendari, we had a lot of engineering and fuel and supplies and stuff, and we didn't have the troops on hand. So we put like 1,000 troops on here, and they got defeated. And then all of a sudden, when we came back, all the supplies were gone as well. It's like they stole our stuff. Alright, let's speed up and see if we can find something. Okay, so there's something here because their fighters can't make it that far. Truck Defense Force does not have real air cover. Truck lost all their aircraft in a previous engagement, so all the fighters have been shot down except for one, I think, which is over. This one Wildcat is over the Truck Defense Force right now, along with a bunch of mariners that are doing depth charge sub duty over the Truck Defense Force. We kind of want these guys to be ready for any type of engagement. What do we got that we can send up off of the Colorado? Let's see if we can send up another scout in a circular pattern. Nothing on him for best range, and we're gonna have him do, I think that's as far as he can go. 385. That's not really what I want him to do though. I want him to do something smaller. Yeah, like that. I could change it and we'll do this and maybe go like we're screening this area only. That's really what I want done. But because we changed it, we can extend this out and go like this. 205. Yeah, do that. That's better. I don't know if it will continue to do that, but at least we'll have some advance warning of anything coming this way. So that carrier that we saw the other day that was on this trajectory, we've missed him, we've lost him, he's probably gone back north. We've gone beyond the flights. All the aircraft are going to come back in and land. There's some aircraft that seem to like to stay out longer, scout planes. You know, the B-17s, they go out further, so they'll take a longer time to return to base, but yeah, they're doing their thing. So, Horn, you're going back to get your stuff. You're doing your scout. This group here, Lay Straits defense, has not been very defenseful. Lost faith in that group a couple episodes back. So we are looking at Jakarta right now, and do we want to risk taking anything? Palembang is doing fine. As long as we have more supplies than troops, these guys can manage. They're not going to immediately get wiped out. We have the force here to take them. We'd like to have a few more, and that's why we need more supplies on Jakarta. We're not going to have enough in this supply group to manage that, but we'll have some. It'll get better. So let's go to the morning. So we're back again. These guys are not really in any danger. All we have to do is pull the trigger on these guys and they'd have all their, you know, all their stuff immediately up in the air. So we're gonna have them sit. So this is Dutch East Indies, and the other group is Jakarta, now Supply Surabaya. And we want you to be basically right on top of where we had that other ship so that they can defend each other. See how they're right on top of each other now? So we want to be able to have them close together so that when we send them to go back, if we do, they will be together and their caps will defend each other. Jakarta, we could send up. Let's look at the hurricanes a little bit. We haven't looked at them at all. Let's put them over the Jakarta Defense Force. See if we can find them here. There you go. And all day they will sortie back and forth over. So let's look at the hurricanes and see how they look. Now you'd think, yeah, we do have ships over us, so so again, the base is here. Of course, no land shows up because the game, but Okay, if we can get past that, we can work through these other issues. So there's this supply group that's here. There's a defense force that's probably over here, which these guys, I think that maybe no, this isn't the defense force. And then there is there's 2 supply groups and a defense force. So there's basically 30 ships here, but we're only going to see who we came in on, the aircraft, and then whoever's the 10 ships that they're closest to. That's just the way it works. So that's a supply group. They have their carrier down there. Just play around with them for a little bit. Let's break them out. Put everybody in a turn. You turn that way, and you turn this way, and then let's play with this guy a little bit. Let's do a little flyby action. Just love it. These are Dutch Lend-Lease Hurricanes. You see the 8 machine gun versions. That Dutch triangle there is identification. The British roundel's been tanned out. And I'm using my ASWD keys to control, and yeah, the controls are not the greatest. You know, we're not talking about a flight simulator here. We're talking about a game that's more strategy than anything. But I still like the models of the game and the theory of the game better than the first-person action of the game. You know, of course it's cool. Explosions are nice, but I just think that, you know, this type of thing is, you know, it's a different game for sure. So one of the things that happens in this game is, let's do this. So if you're highlighting this guy, this aircraft, and you want to get all your other groups together, you highlight them that way by hitting the plus button, and you can say, we're going to be in Vic, I want you to form up. And then this guy is number 3. He sees that the lead is low over here, and he's just going to go, they're going to go find him. So you want this guy to do something different. You go up and do a turn. Let's do a slight turn. And the other guys will follow. They want to get down to his altitude first. But yeah, so that's enough playing around with that, right? Back to the game. Let's get the ball rolling here some more. I want to do one more day before we end the video. So let's do that. Let's make sure we get all these. All right, you're trying to do something here that. Let's see if we can get some things from over here. I don't think we can. Not yet. We're gonna have you wait. Let's have you wait there, my friends. Yes, because you have. Yeah, some of these guys will pick up. Maybe we'll have them drop off here, but you're still going. You're still going. Yeah. You can just progress. Our next thing is this guy. Yeah. So you are unloading, and you're married up with these guys, basically. Let's unload and see what our status is after that. So, we didn't really improve our status that much. We did kind of, but not really. Who can get out of here? I think Sorabaya is the key. Sorabaya is here. No, that's wrong. Where's Sorabaya? Yeah, you're Sorabaya. We're not planning on doing anything with you, but we probably need somebody to go from here back to Port Moresby to pick up some stuff. The problem with that is we're really out of position. We don't have the supplies here. We have more troops than we do supplies. How about over here? Force Z, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yorktown's damaged. You need to get repaired. Some of these guys look like they are rough. You're damaged. I've totally forgotten about this group. I thought they were off doing something. Let's manage cargo and see if we can unload some of this stuff. I believe we can. Really don't want to overload this base. I don't think we're going to be able to do what I want to do. Any supplies in the group at all? No. So we're going to take you, and your job is not to be Sarong Defense Force. Your job is to be engaging the East Indies. So we're going to have to send you this way. Because in this group, Yorktown is okay, but she's got some damaged compartments. Let's go in tactical and look at her more specifically. So, the Dane is good to go, 100%. No damage, no flooding. Yorktown, moderate damage. She's still good. Her speed is fine. She's got some dingers. She got hit by a bomb that shouldn't have been hit, but we're gonna keep her. She's lost some aircraft, apparently. Express. She's got minor damage, but she's fine. Encounter. She's got a whole flooded engineering department that has slowed her speed down, so she probably needs to go to bye-bye. Vampire. She's good to go. No damage. Vendetta. She's good to go. No damage. Tenedos. No damage. Not a very useful ship. Idaho. Just minor, not slowing down our speed. Our speed is not great, but her what's her speed? What could her speed be if she wanted to? I think it's 24 maybe, or 22. It's not great. And she can't launch any scouts, so she's got some damage to her. The Renown has got no damage. We just brought her back. She's brand new, ready to go, and yeah, hopefully she can stay longer. Adelaide, minor damage, some efficiency issues, but no speed problems. So we got a couple ships that could probably use for some, probably the Encounter. And the Idaho. So we're going to release them, but what do we want to put in their place? So let's retreat out, have them continue on their goal to get to here, Port Moresby, where they can be released because we have a level 5. If we tried to release them at any other base that's not a level 5, it would tell us we need to go to the nearest port where we can. And the nearest port is either Midway or Port Moresby. You say, well, what about Pompeii? It's level 3. No, you can only rearm at a level 3 and above. Level 5 is where you can release ships. So that was a destroyer and a battleship, right? So let's go over to New Sea over here and see what we can do to get a jump on that, because that's a long way to go to get to Port Moresby. And when they get here and we release those ships, they're going to stay there until they get relieved, get those things that they need. So we're talking about Australian or British. Again, Force Z, we'll go to this screen here, sorry guys. So Force Z was actually made up of this group. As you see here, during World War II, is made up of the following ships. Indomitable aircraft carrier. It's not in the game. I can't put the Indomitable in. I don't even know. I think it just had like biplanes and some, I don't know what was on it. All of you can announce what there was in the comments on that ship. But we don't have it. That's why we have the Yorktown there. I should probably put a Bogue in there instead. But that's just what we did. Prince of Wales, King George. So that's a battleship, right? V-class. I don't think we get those until later, but we'll look at here in a second. We're just trying to see what was actually in the group. There were only 7 ships, and we have more than that. So we've decided to divert from this anyway. Repulse, Electra, Express, Tenedos, can't say that word very well, and the Vampire, which is an Australian ship. Okay, so let's go back into the game here and see what we got. So this is Australia. Let's see what they got. So the Vampire is one of the ships that we have. The Vendetta is the other ship we have. These are V-class destroyers. There's only 2 of them, so I can't use that. Arunta, I think we put in. Warmonga, I think we put in. Maybe we start doing it one of these guys. Depth charges, yes, so they have sonar. Let's get one of these guys in there. And then we go over to the British side. And I don't recall what they were, but Tenedos, that's that crazy word I can't say. Probably saying it right now, but so Tenedos, Stronghold is used somewhere else. Jupiter, so Encounter and Express, and I think Electra is part of that other group. Oh, the Electra was sunk. That's a S, sunk. So these 2 other ships are in that group. Jupiter's probably, that's, I don't know if we should have that instead of this. Who knows? We always upgrade, right? Why not? So we go to the battleships and Renown class. So we have the Renown. The Repulse is not unavailable, which I think is because of reasons. I think it's being used. Or Renown's being used. Oh, U is unavailable, so that means it's not ready. It can't come out yet. What else we got here? Nothing. So if we go to battleships, so this is the King George, which was in that group, or later came to be in Force Z, because it's saying it's not available until October 43. So we got, you know, 8 months before we can get this ship. And that's really what I wanted to do. Instead, I put in the other ship. So what else besides the King George? Prince of Wales is not available. King George, not available till 43. Duke of York, Anson, Howe, I can't use any of them. And that's the only class of battleship that the British had during this time frame. So if we try to squirrel around and see if we can find anything else, what can we use? You know, Queen Elizabeth, I guess. I guess that would be okay. We could use one of these guys instead. They're pretty. Let's throw Barham in there, and we'll just use her instead in the meantime, because it's going to be a long time before we can get the actual King George in the game. But we're going to release the American battleship and replace it with the Barnum and the Norman. It's going to be for the other destroyer that's hurt. So, Force Z, R. So these are the replacements. And what can we put on these guys? Anything? Maybe want some more supplies down here? Yeah, 100 supplies. They got some oranges and cherries or something. And we're going to send them all the way down to their destination of Port Moresby. And yeah, they're going to take forever. This is going to be a slow roll. It says fast, but this guy doesn't go very fast. Let's take a look at these ships. So, pretty cool. I think these, yeah, see how, see how these are open turrets? The guys are standing right there in an open world. That's why they have this blast deflector here, because the guys are standing right there, and if they were standing here without that, they'd be blown off the side of the ship by the blast of this gun, probably. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, see that? That's an open gun, so they're loading and unloading and taking ammo probably from out of here or from below decks. Pretty cool ship though. I like how you have the Admiral's barge and the, there's two of them. Motor whaleboats is what they are. And then we got the big girl. I like the wood deck features. Let's do a drive-by on this guy. God damn it. Yep, some ships don't like it. Yep, sorry, won't let me. But yeah, so she's gonna go in, and the thing with this ship, these Queen Elizabeth ships is, and of course we're talking about the Barnum, is the number of rounds that they have are very low. It's like 300 or 250 or some crazy number. I'm just trying to remember back when we had these at the start of the game, and they were not very useful, and yeah, they didn't do well at all. They were outmatched by the Japanese extremely well. So maybe not in real life, but they were in the game. So they're gonna make a slow road to get there. Hopefully this guy can defend with his sonar on. That would be nice if he could defend. We'll see. See if he comes across anything on the way. You know what? To make things a little bit more accurate, I'm gonna get this guy out of here as well. That's just too much. I don't think that the British aircraft carrier was a match for this. The number of airplanes, I just think it's not probably fair. We're going to be semi-fair and put in independence in here as well. I just think that's a little bit more accurate. Because I think the British aircraft carriers in World War II, I think they only had biplanes and maybe a few fighters, but I don't think that they were set up for fighter attack. So we're gonna give her one of these. I think this is a little bit more accurate to what they had. I would actually flop these two numbers. It would be 24 Avengers or biplanes of equal measure to 9 fighters of probably Spitfire or something. But we don't have that to choose from, so we're just going to do what we can. And the Monterey, let me remove that and see if we can find a better name. What else we got? It was the... Yeah. See how we're running low on these guys too, right? Alright, Monterey it is. Done. And you're going to merge with... Force Z. Yep. And yeah, you tail on Charlie behind him. That's fine. What's this battle line look like? Yeah, that's good. I'm okay with that. What's 2 column look like? Not very nice. Yeah, not a fan of that. Yep, not a fan of that either. Nope. Yeah, these small fast sub hunter, very slow battleship with no radar, no sonar, and the light carrier. Yeah, so let's go back to battle line. It's fine. And we're gonna keep them close together on this one. So you guys do your thing. Let's go. So get to the other day, and then we'll call this one. What do we got going on over here? Okay, so you're truck defense, right? What are you? You're the truck defense. Okay, so Tennessee is going to stay on truck. And this other group... is the Colorado. So do we want the Colorado to stay, or do we want the Tennessee to stay? That's the thing. So Tennessee 960 AP 14-inch shells. Colorado 640 16-inch shells. So she's the lead. Bigger bang. Let's get her to change her name to Saipan. Let's make sure we don't have a Saipan group already heading this way. So she's going to move and be the Saipan Defense Force. I want you to go. Make sure you got nothing on you, and you have your ammo. Dude, look at that, 640, 80. Okay, you're gonna go over here and sit right there. And we're gonna call you the Saipan Defense Force. Engage. And that's just what we're going to do. That's how we're going to do it for these groups. So we've got something else over here playing around. Too dark. Okay, we're just going to go to the morning, and then we're going to call this one. Hopefully nothing lands right here that would upset me. In fact, I want you to stay right here from now on, since you're coming up, because they like to attack All right. So we'll see what happens. See how we're positioning our ships. So you, my friend, are now the Guam Defense Force. And I want you to be right there, my friend. Yes. And that's how we're going to leave it for this video. A little over an hour and a half of me jabbering on, and not a lot of action. Let's take one more quick look at the dockyard. So this bogue was coming out, and that's fine. Once we use all the independents, we'll start putting out more bogues, but probably the later model bogue or the newer model bogue. So this merchant, we're just going to get these command points back. We're going to get these command points back. Lexington we'll get those command points back. So again, when you put ships into release and repair, you don't lose the ship for one, and you get all the command points back. So you just got to wait for them to repair. And that kind of makes the game slow down a bit, but still what needs to have happen. Our losses as of this date, 11 ships. This one is definitely my fault. I'll take the blame for that. In fact, all these are my fault because I just didn't maneuver or protect the ships properly, and they got attacked. So yeah, kind of feel bad about that. Just bad gameplay. Enemy losses. You're going to see that we've started off with a Shiatsaru or Shiraiatsu. My mouth is not working today. That was the start, March 1942. We're in February, so not quite a year of the game has been played in 145 episodes. Parts. I keep saying that. We should probably do the next series and say episode instead of parts. So yeah, we've done a lot of like supply, defending ports from being replenished. We haven't had a lot of surface engagements. We've probably had 2 or 3 ship-to-ship engagements. Most of the things we spot before they get close to one of our locations. We've had a couple sneak up on us, some submarines, so we've gotten a lot of their submarines, a lot of the supply ships that get replaced. 25th looked like a big banner day for the forces there. That's a day for submarines we got there. Yeah, you don't send a Urimaro Hospital merchant ship into attack a base. They come afterwards, usually when you've already taken over the base, and that's when you get wounded out of the way. So they were used not just for armed, hospital ships, but they used for transport of troops. Yeah, this would take forever. There's so many in here that it slows down the scroll. 434 ships sunk, 4,000 aircraft lost, compared to our 11 ships and 1,100 aircraft. So that's where we're going to leave it, and I will pick it up. I hope everything is as best as it can be with you and your weekend, and I'm doing just what I can to get the videos out. Again, I don't edit, I don't screen for a couple of episodes in the beginning. I recorded and didn't have any recording. There was no sounding, no voice. It was just the game, I think. And we've gotten past that blunder, and now we're into trying to resolve an echo blunder. I hope that this microphone solves that, but if it continues, there's not really anything I can do about it. You guys can make suggestions, and if you know of a way to get that resolved, I will do what I can to use my squirrel-headed brain to resolve that echo issue, but I don't know how to do it, so you guys got to help me out. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Thanks, guys.